were like, "Well, you're supposed to fucking record this Saturday." And I was like, "Oh, you know what? It's a good idea to do like a crime shit, like a storytelling." Decided to do some crime shit for this video, and we found this story called the Villisca Axe murders. It's like apparently one of like the worst shit that ever happened, in history, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an unsolved crime, so I guess we'll just share our thoughts about it while,
So we're gonna be
I read the
detectives
story
today.
Yeah, we're gonna read detective.
Detective boys.
This story goes all the way back to the early 1900s in a small town called Villisca, Iowa. Midwestern town filled with 2,000 and more people. It was said that at the time it was a flourishing town filled with rising businesses. However, their amazing accomplishments in a small town would be overshadowed by the horrific deaths that had taken place in June 10th, 1912. A man by the name of Hosea Mora? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce shit, but
Hosea Mora.
Hosea Mora was one of the most prominent businessmen in that town, and together with his wife, Hosea Mora, they had a family of 4 children: Paul, Herman, Catherine, and Boyd. And so with a big family, the Mora family decided to purchase a home. It was a simple home with 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. On Sunday afternoon, June 9th, 1912, the Mora family was planning on attending a Children's Day service at their church. They were actually quite close with their neighbors, and they had 2 daughters, Lena and her sister Ina. On that night, Lena and Ina asked their parents if they could attend the Children's Day service and stay the night with the Mora family. After agreeing, they attended the church together with the 2 sisters. The Children's Day service was said to be an end-of-the-year Sunday school program. And Sarah, a co-director of the church, along with the children of the church, would perform speeches and songs along with the other Sunday school members. And when it ended, parents and children would hang around chatting until around 9:30 at night. And after everybody left, that's when the Mora family decided to head home as well. The Moore family and the sisters walked the 3-block distance to Moore's home and went to bed. The next morning on June 10th, around 7:30 in the morning, a neighbor decided to check up on the Moore's house because something believed to be quite odd. Normally, the Moore's house would be filled with the sounds of kids playing outside, and Hosea would usually be working on the farm. However, on that day, there was no noise to be heard at all. And so the neighbor walked up to the Moore's house and knocks on the door. And to the neighbor's surprise, there's no one answering the door. And so she walks around the back of the house and she noticed that the chickens are still cooped up. And she also checked the other animals and she noticed that all of them are tied up as well. So to which she decided to let it out, be free. After doing all of this, she can't get her mind off the sudden quietness of the house, and she's concerned. She called Hosea's brother, Ross, and he informed him of the sudden disappearance of his brother. After finding out that it was strange, or quite strange, because usually they would be at home and they'd be noisy, and Ross decided to drop by.
First and foremost, the last names are really fucking inconsistent. What's up with that?
More is more.
At first it
Oh,
sounds...
yeah,
M's and the O's.
It might be fake, I don't know.
No, I don't think so. It's a real story.
Yeah. What's so
It actually
far?
happened.
Yeah.
The story sounds...
If it's real, then the composer of this did a shitty job with the consistency.
Mhm.
But it's not
It's not written by an author.
You
So.
think Satan compelled them into temptation and, demonic, satanic shit?
How did
Oh
you
my
get
God.
to Satan?
They
Amen.
came from
I mean,
church.
any theory, you
Amen.
know.
They came from church.
You're supposed to be talking about Jesus when it comes to church. Why Satan?
Satan's like,
Amen.
this is the perfect time to shit on Jesus with my demon powers. No.
What do you guys think of the story
Amen.
so far?
The last
Ah,
names
yeah.
aren't consistent.
Consistent.
Inconsistent.
Inconsistent.
Yes.
Mora.
Oh.
Mora.
It sounds like any
Is it?
normal. It honestly, it doesn't sound like anything bad is gonna happen at the first. But at the last paragraph,
No,
how things started
just-
getting suspicious. You wouldn't
you
expect,
know,
you know.
They were making
You know-
a surprise party for the brother.
Oh my
Continue,
With
Ben.
a happy ending.
birthday. Okay. You know, if there was nothing bad that was gonna happen, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be
We
recording
wouldn't-
this video
We
right
wouldn't
now.
be recording this video, so something is bound to happen.
Something's bound to happen.
But can I just say
Yeah.
the neighbor is quite, nosy. The house is suddenly quiet. I wouldn't go as far as to knock on their house to check up on them.
Maybe they're just close.
That's true.
Yeah, you know, maybe there's a friend.
Maybe,
You know,
yeah.
just like, you know,
Okay.
it would be like, no, it would be like odd, since Hosea's like, yo, I'm tending to my farm. Maybe they'd like say hi to each other every single fucking morning.
Yeah, like,
So
like it's a routine.
Mhm.
yeah, it's a routine. All of a sudden, he's just disappeared out of nowhere. So we continue.
Yes.
Yeah, continue,
In
continue.
conclusion,
Mhm.
we don't know. Continue.
Oh, okay,
The
We
pizza
don't have
doobie
enough
wasn't
clues
though.
yet.
My
okay,
pizza doobie wasn't though.
okay. We continue.
Mhm.
So, the brother Ross, I forgot my. The brother Ross, arrived at their house around like 8 a.m. to, figure out what's going on. Why the fuck? What happened to my brother? No. When he arrived, he met the neighbor that had called him on the phone. They both started to look around for the spare key to get into the front door. After Ross managed to find the key, he opens up the front door and began walking quietly. Similar to the atmosphere inside the house, it was, very quiet. He keeps on walking until he reaches the back, where one of the bedrooms is located. He goes into the bedroom and sees two figures covered with a sheet. His eyes also shifted towards the bed frame, to which he saw blood stuck on the bed frame. As any normal human being would, Ross comes out of the house running and tells the neighbor who was waiting on the porch about what he saw. He immediately asked her to go and call the sheriff. And so, Ross called a man named Ed, who was an employee of the Moore family, and informed him that something bad happened at the house. With that knowledge, he comes over to the house at around 8:30 a.m., to which Ross immediately tells him that he's unable to go inside, and asks him to go in his steed? I don't know, how do you pronounce that?
Steed.
Steed. Okay. Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
Instead, I guess. After
Go
accepting,
in his stead. Yeah.
after accepting Ross's request, he walks into the house, and similarly, he comes out running. Not long after, and informed Ross that somebody was murdered in every bedroom. Ed also saw what he believed was the murder weapon, which is an axe, leaning against the wall, partially cleaned. How nice of the killer to clean the fucking axe. Anyway.
How-
Yeah. Dr. J. Clark Cooper was the first ever physician to arrive at the scene of the crime, and according to the doctor, they stepped into the house and went to the first floor bedroom. They are immediately met with the sight of someone's arms sticking out from under the edge of a blanket. One filled with blood and also all over the pillows. It was a brutal sight to see. Of course it is a brutal sight to see. Dr. Cooper then decided to lift the covers in the hopes of finding out who it was. However, to his surprise, he was unable to recognize whoever he was looking at because of how badly the victims' faces were beaten, probably with an axe. So, the murderer is also said to have left some odd things at the crime of the scene. Right beside the believed murder weapon, the axe, there was a 4-pound piece of slab bacon that was wrapped in a cloth. Another addition to the oddity was the fact that the murderer had searched through all of the dresser drawers for pieces of clothing in an effort to cover all the mirrors, glass, and windows inside the house. The third weird addition was a plate of uneaten food on the kitchen table, and also a bowl of like bloody water filled like right beside the uneaten food. All of the victims were found in their beds with their heads covered with the sheets, and all of them had their heads beaten in an estimate of 20 to 30 hits with a blunt end of an axe. Well,
He's quite
Why
passionate
the
about
blood
killing.
part of the axe?
I
Why
don't-
the blood part of the axe? This motherfucker had a sharp tip. Instead he's like, oh, fucking bludgeon them, I guess.
you know, I just want them to suffer more.
Oh god.
Just like, dude.
Holy
Holy
Shit.
Yummy.
I mean, nice of the murderer to clean the axe for other people to
Yeah.
use.
But like,
Real fucking
what the
considerate,
fuck?
Chief.
A piece of bacon?
Why, yeah.
For
What if
what?
that's human meat?
No, well, I'm pretty sure they would check it, but, you know, I'm pretty sure they identified it as a bacon. Unless it's bacon made out of human meat.
It's the 1900s, of course they wouldn't know these.
Yeah, that's true too. Considering
But then
the
again,
technology.
human meat is said to look more like
Why the fuck would they put the bacon wrapped in a fucking bowl?
Maybe he was quite hungry.
breakfast for the officers who arrive at the scene of the crime.
Yeah, but there was also uneaten food with,
Yeah,
next
more
to it.
food
It's
for
like
the
a bowl
detective.
of bloody water. Bowl of bloody water. For
He's
what?
considerate.
Bacon served with a side of bloody water and some
What if,
champagne.
but what if he's just like, what if he just cleaned the axe with the water? Just like dip the cloth, the water in the
yeah.
bowl. Just like clean the axe.
Yeah, that
But
could be
no.
possible.
The bacon!
Yeah, the bacon just doesn't make sense.
So unexplainable. As what about you? You're quiet the whole time.
He's taking a shit right now. He's
Oh,
having chat.
really?
No, please. He's in deep thought.
Yeah, he's in deep
He's in
thoughts at the
deep
moment.
thought about the bacon.
Yeah.
You know?
The
Why
bacon!
was there a
The
bacon?
bacon! The bacon!
Holy
Seriously
shit.
though, why bacon? Why not fried chicken?
I like
bro?
how we're more disturbed by the bacon than the actual killing
It
itself.
was
It's a waste of good bacon!
Oh my god. Yeah.
Let's continue.
no. It's so gruesome. Holy
Yeah.
shit! They were beating the fucking
With the
heads.
blunt and 20 to 30
At least
times.
he didn't chop them up with the axe.
You know? We haven't fully
What?
read the story. We still don't know. Fully chop them with the axe. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
but like it said they were beaten.
Yeah, beaten.
Their
with the
heads were
blunt end.
beaten by the blunt ends of an axe.
Man,
Well,
Holy
their head is in pieces, so like that's the same thing.
what does the murderer have against them though?
Still the bacon.
Yeah, the bacon. It's
The
the most
bacon.
disturbing thing so far.
The murderer was the butcher in town, and they stole the bacon.
No, the murderer is the bacon.
It's the bacon, man.
No, it's the fucking bacon the entire time.
I feel like she or he wrapped the dead people's body in bacon and shit so that the bloodhounds cannot detect, or like they
That's
won't.
what I was thinking.
He didn't wrap. Wait,
No, Ven. What if he rubbed it on them, He rubbed it on them when they were dead already. So he's probably Ven. And that's why the bacon was there. You know?
What the fuck?
It's more of a decoy, you know.
Yeah.
To throw the detectives off. Interesting. Okay, that's actually a pretty smart theory. I like that. Okay.
And or
I'm sure
he used his own bloodhounds to help kill people or restrain them.
that, or he just wanted to put the piece
Or
off.
maybe they were like he stuffed those dead peoples with a little bit of bacon so that the hint of bacon would still be on the body.
Yeah, maybe. And he forgot about the fucking slab.
But that would
Or-
that would be figured out soon, though. Eh,
Or
Just continue then.
or the fucking dude just bonked them with a slab of bacon.
The axe wasn't the
He
murder
knocked them
weapon.
out using the bacon, then
Yeah,
continued
using
to kill
the-
them with the axe.
Yeah,
No, the
Exact-
bacon was the weapon, and then the
Yeah.
fucking axe
exactly.
was like, a decoy. Just
was
like,
a decoy.
no.
I killed them with the axe.
No, since if the bacon slab is a little bit bloody, and if you hit someone with it, the blood won't be detected because they'll think, it's just bacon.
Yeah.
Ooh, smart.
I've been watching too much Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
On the ceiling of on the ceiling of the house, there were gouge marks that were believed to be from the upswing of the axe. So like it was like marks from the axe, and he was trying to butcher somebody. And there was also a kerosene lamp that was found at the foot of Hosea and Sarah's bed. Another similar lamp was found at the foot of the bed where the neighbors' girls were at. Lena was sleeping downstairs with Ina and her nightgown that had been pushed up and left exposed. But the doctors came to the conclusion that she was not sexually abused. She also had a cut on her knee and her arm, which was believed to be a wound from a defensive act. This led detectives to believe that she was the only one awake to witness her killer, because everybody else was asleep and she made efforts to defend herself. If that was odd, shoes that were laying on its side, filled with blood on the inside, and underneath the shoes was found right beside Hosea's side of the bed. The shoes were said to have belonged to Sarah. Another odd thing was the fact that all of the doors were locked, even though the doors in the house could only be locked from the inside. That's it. That's the story.
Oh yeah.
That's what happened to,
So the rest of the block of decks is just suspect, bro.
Yeah, the rest is suspects. So that's all we have on the story so far.
Like I said, because who else would have a large slab of bacon that's like 4 pounds other than the local butcher in the town?
We still on the bacon.
No! Hear me out.
Huh.
Who has a slab of fucking bacon in the town other than the local butcher?
What if they have a slab of bacon?
What if they bought it?
Oh, like they had. Yeah, what if they bought
They
it?
had it. They must have at least had it cut in strips, because then if they had it, just as a slab,
True.
it'd be
That's
harder
true,
to
yeah.
know. Big brain fish,
So
yo!
the
But
local-
then, they couldn't have been, they couldn't have been invaded because the doors were locked from the inside. There was no broken windows.
Yeah.
Stated on like the.
Satanism!
So maybe
Satanism.
one of the people that was staying. Wait, no, everybody was dead, right? Inside.
Yeah,
the
everybody was dead. They all died.
house. So somebody had the key. I mean, they did found a spare keys lying around outside
They were
to
looking.
enter.
They were
Yeah,
looking for it. Though. They were
Yeah.
looking for the spare key.
And they
What
found
about
it.
that
Yeah.
employee?
Which employee? The one that Ross called?
The Ross
Yeah.
dude.
Because if
no,
the employee were to look there, he would need a key, right?
I think.
He's a reasonable suspect. I mean, he works for the Moore family.
Isn't he one of the suspects?
Yeah.
I have
You know,
no
well,
clue.
perfect
But
time. Let's go.
bacon!
Let's check the. Let's check the suspect then. Van, go ahead.
Alright, well, we're gonna move on to the possible suspects that could be responsible for this whole shit that happened. One of them is William Blackie Mansfield.
Nice nickname.
He was arrested in 1916, rumored to have been paid by Frank Jones to commit the Moore murders. Frank Jones is like the other dude that Hasaya knows. He was one of the suspects, I feel like, but he was like a businessman, a politician
I.
and businessman.
He was the Eastern.
Yeah, basically. I don't know the full detail, but apparently he was rumored to have been paid by that dude Frank Jones to commit the Moore murders. And
Now, how much was he being paid?
Well,
I don't know,
It was
but
a
it was a
large amount, I
rumor.
know.
it was just a rumor.
It was a rumor, so we're not really sure.
The thing related between the murder and him is the fact that an axe was used and he also used gloves, which indicated that
And the mirrors were also covered.
yeah, the mirrors were covered. Yeah, which is all
There was
of
also
the
a
murder that he
lamp.
did. Yeah, all of the murder that he did was committed in the same manner. I mean, it would be quite a coincidence if it was another murderer. Like they had the same exact manner, unless murderer have some kind of textbook guidance how to, you know, murder people.
Yeah, how to murder people.
Okay,
Huh.
let's move on to the next suspect.
The next suspect is Reverend George Jacqueline Kelly. Oh, he's a reverend.
Got that?
He was arrested in 1917. The other this is another prime suspect in the axe murders. He was a traveling preacher. Kelly and his wife settled in
Wait, what's the name?
Reverend George Jacqueline Kelly. Kelly is his last name.
Okay, I thought it was Helly. Okay.
You.
Kelly
Okay.
and his wife settled in Macedonia, Iowa in 1912 after several years of preaching throughout the Midwest. In 1917, Kelly was arrested and charged with the murder of one of the victims of the Villisca Axe murders. Kelly was invited to attend the Children's Day exercises at the
Oh,
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Presbyterian. I think.
Presbyterian Church on June 9th of 1912. His presence in Villisca on the night of the murders, with his subsequent departure in the early morning hours of June 10th, made him a prime suspect in the case.
Wait, so what's the relation between the murder? Only that he was conveniently there.
He was there,
Yeah, he was there.
and look, he made like
That he was a priest of the girl's subscription.
and he was like, his confession apparently made a mockery of the law enforcement practice.
What the fuck?
Anyway, Henry Lee Moore, there existed a strong possibility that a serial killer was actually at work, and Wilkerson's case against Mansfield was actually suggested the same. M.W. McClurry, a federal officer assigned to the Villisca case, actually announced in May of 1913 that he had solved not only the Villisca murders, but 22 others that had been committed in the Midwest around the same time frame. McClurry's theory was that Henry Moore, no relation to Hosea Moore, was the serial killer responsible for all of the crimes. Henry Moore was actually convicted of the murders of his mother and maternal grandmother in Columbia, Missouri, just months after the murders in Villisca. Moore's family members were killed just as brutally as the victims in Villisca, and his weapon of choice was an axe. Nice. H.C. Wayne, his wife and child, and Mrs. A.J. Burnham, and her 2 children were bludgeoned with an axe in Colorado Springs. Ooh, sheesh.
Bro.
A month later, in October of 1911, a family was killed in Monmouth, Illinois, and just a week later, 5 members of a family in Ellsworth, Kansas were murdered as they slept. Just a week before the killing of the Moores and Stillingers in Villisca, a man and his wife were killed in Paola, Kansas. The similarities in the crimes were striking. McClure received information about Moore's conviction from his father, who was the warden of the Leavenworth, Kansas Federal Penitentiary. I don't know.
Penitentiary.
It was his belief that Mr. Henry Moore had committed all of the murders. For whatever reason, McClure's announcements went largely ignored, and to our knowledge, Henry Moore was not convicted of any of the other crimes. That's all.
That is sus as hell, the last point. For whatever
Am I right?
reason, McClure announcement went largely ignored. That is sus as hell. Why? He seemed to have, like, every single part of the murder that he did seems to have related to him, so I don't see why he would be left out in this case. So we have 3 prime suspects: Henry Lee Moore, Reverend Josh Jacqueline Kelly, which was a reverend, and Williams Blackie Mansfield, which was a person hired
Out of
by
God's
Frank Jones.
Well,
What do you guys think? Out of
I
these
think
3?
that Reverend did it for the Lord and Savior Jesus himself.
why?
Why?
Why do you think it's so?
He did it. He enacted God's will. That's why.
Of killing
What?
a bunch of innocent, well, I would assume innocent people.
Even the
Someone's
children.
innocent
You
in
killed
their
the
life.
children.
Yeah, the children.
He's a
You killed
priest.
fucking children. What?
Yeah, he's a priest. God's will is stronger than the lives of
Oh my
God's will
lord.
outweighs the lives of the innocent.
Oh my god.
Have you forgotten that God fucking drowned the planet, including the innocent people too?
Okay,
Okay.
let's not get too far into that. I honestly feel
I
like
look
the...
feel.
Yeah, go on.
I look feel like it's that William dude.
William?
Yeah. I
I
don't
don't
know.
think
Why?
it's God.
No.
No, cause like it's similar. Like, well, there is the way he killed people.
Was
And
similar.
The way he left his tip was similar. You know,
Yeah.
the covering of the mirrors and shit.
Oh,
But he got away with it though.
He got away with it, but like I'm not really sure, cause maybe it's another.
What
person.
reason would he have? Oh yeah, he was paid to do it.
He was paid,
Yeah.
he was like
but
a
like
meth
that was
addict.
just a
but,
rumor, so I'm not even sure.
He was also a rumored meth addict, wasn't he?
Wait, he was
Yeah,
rumored but not
Cocaine
investigated?
fiend. No, he was no. He was rumored to be paid,
Ah.
but the fact that he was a cocaine addict and a serial killer was true.
So Frank
Addicted
Jones...
to drugs and shit.
Frank Jones hired him, Williams Blackie Mansfield, to murder the family and whoever that was inside the house.
I guess so.
Essentially.
So Frank Jones
But
is
why
the
would
person.
Frank Jones
Yeah.
want to kill them?
Is the person? He's
Maybe
the person?
like they had beef with Hosea.
Ah
no.
yeah.
Wait,
I mean, Hosea
Frank
is
Jones was a businessman, and Hosea had a business of his own, didn't he?
Yeah,
It's not
They
common
had, like-
for business rivals to have each other killed.
that's
I mean-
true. Especially if it's like 1900s.
Yeah. 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 Fuck yeah.
Anyway, that's basically it.
Mm-hmm. So we
Oh,
came
yeah,
at a
but-
conclusion.
Disclaimer: we're not fucking detectives. We're just dumbasses trying to get
We're
our
just-
brains.
Yeah, and also that
We should also
we
put
have
a disclaimer about the graphic content.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna link the source to the script that the script is based on. It's from another YouTuber that we saw. But
Yeah,
Name-
we saw you were really interested with the
Mhm.
story, so we just decided to share.
Name's KZ on Facebook. He's the source for everything.
No, he's not
no,
the source.
he's not. You
just-
you guys should stay as
Yeah.
far away from that channel as possible.
No.
Anyway,
This was a podcast and a half, let's be honest.
This was a nice session, though. I genuinely enjoyed the detective story.
I like more chill sessions like this. If I'm-
the
Mhm.
bacon.
I'm like,
So
Bacon!
ultimately, we came at the conclusion that the bacon was the murderer.
No, wait. Shh. Okay, I have an
Okay.
idea. I have an idea.
Okay, go.
What if they shapeshifted the bacon into a dildo?
What?
What?
But
Outro time?
oh, wait. Whoa.
Huh?
Okay, I have a theory. I have
Okay.
a theory.
And
Go.
an epiphany.
What?
No. Okay, so hear me out.
Hmm.
The bacon was there, but what if
Right.
it wasn't meat bacon or like bacon from pigs? What if it's their body?
That's what pizza said. That's what fish said a while ago.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, fish.
You got it,
Yeah,
Chris.
fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
It's not my fault that you took a shit.
Shut up, janitor fish looking at.
He took a shit in the middle of the session.
Yeah, he took. Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, that lavatory.
hey. Give me a break. Everyone takes a shit once in a while. Huh?
The shit
No, I
session
took
was
That's not you,
necessary.
I am shit.
Hey. I took a shit twice today. Don't fucking blame me for wanting to take a shit, huh? Everyone's human here. There's no
we'll end
judgment.
the thing now.
No. We're talking about shitting right now. Come on.
Bye, guys.
Thank you guys for watching.
with me, and you'll be